Hey guys, what's up? My name is Zach. Welcome to Inside Out Live. Alright guys, so I have two friends of mine here. I have Maceo on my right, I have Joss on my left. Maceo, you guys know, he's been in quite a few Inside Out Live videos. And Jocelyn, you guys might not know. This is her first time on stage, so we're going to try and get to know Jocelyn a little bit better. So we're going to play a game here. What I have 10 cups of water. Each one of them is going to take turns asking the other one a question. If the person answers correctly, nothing happens. If the person answers incorrectly, a wonderful cup of water is thrown at them. Now, Maceo, I'm going to assume that you are the nice, wonderful person you are, and you're going to let Jocelyn go first.
Well, actually, I feel like that.
So, Jocelyn, what school do you go to?
I go to Newberry High School.
All right. Now, Jocelyn, go ahead and grab your cup, and we're going to go ahead and ask your first question.
Where did I live before I moved to Gainesville?
Now, Maceo, think very hard.
Mexico.
You have an entire state, and you chose Mexico. Where did you live?
Vero Beach, Florida.
It's your turn now. All right, now hang on. Get your cup ready.
What is my first name?
Come on.
Washington.
That went everywhere. Maceo, what is your first name?
Roosevelt.
What's your next question?
How many My Lives have I been to?
Maceo, think long and hard.
All of them.
That's not a number, Maceo.
How many have we had?
You have to answer.
5.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Maceo, get your cup ready. Don't pick the big cups.
What kind of car do I drive?
Just guess. What does he look like he drives?
No clue.
Guess anything.
A bike.
That was disrespectful. Like, she deserved that one. Like, I can't even deserve a car. A bike? Well, dang.
He drives a car. He said, what kind of car?
Specifically said car. She said a bike. It is a Buick LaCrosse.
All right, Jocelyn, what is your next question?
When's my birthday?
How long have you known Jocelyn again? Aren't you supposed to learn this like first week?
So, 12
What?
months in a year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Days in
Yeah,
window.
usually.
Except for February.
Well, there's more than just February. They don't have 31 days.
I'm going to say April 15th. Oh, God, my ear.
Why did you turn your head? When is your birthday, Jocelyn?
May 9th.
Okay, I got it. How many sisters do I have?
It's not 0, just so you know.
2?
I actually have sisters.
2?
No. I missed the mic.
You did miss the mic.
Counting stepsisters, I have 9 in total.
What's your next question, Jocelyn?
What's my brother's middle name?
You talking
I
about?
don't even know that.
You talking about Rylan? Rylan.
I don't think his middle name is.
Rylan.
It's not Ryland either.
Michael. I thought I was right. She hesitated. I thought I was right.
What is Ryland's middle name?
Edward.
Edward.
Okay. Okay. What is the last 4 digits of my phone number?
I have it and I don't know that. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6, 7, 8.
names, numbers. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then it can't be those.
What are the last 4 digits of your phone number? And just keep in mind that everybody's gonna be trying everything now.
6813. That is the last 4 digits of my phone number.
Get your cup ready. All right, you gotta make these tough.
How many years have I been attending Anthem?
Animals?
How old are you again?
That you can't ask. You can't know.
17.
You can't ask.
Okay. Okay.
You're not supposed to answer.
8 years.
Okay, you're supposed to wait until I pull the mic back. Okay, well, don't throw it at it. How many years have you been attending it?
7.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I was gonna say 7. Oh.
All right. Last question.
I gotta think of a good question.
Yes, there's one more. Sorry.
Ooh, if you were here earlier, you would actually know the answer to this question. What am I eating tonight for dinner?
It's not steak. Okay.
Spaghetti.
What are you eating for dinner
I
tonight?
am eating crabs. My mom called me like in the middle of shooting, and she was like, "Hey, yo, you want some crabs?" I'm like, "Yeah."
My mom doesn't do it.
Bro, crab.
All right, last question, Jocelyn. Get your cup ready.
Wait, I don't win.
Does he win? No, we finished.
What? Okay, I gotta get that
Get
cup.
your cup ready.
Oh, jeez.
It's okay. That's only the biggest one that she had.
Think of a question.
You have to think of a question.
How many people in my small group went to the walk my freshman year?
Ooh. You are in the same grade as she is.
I know. That's the thing. I'm trying to think.
No.
20.
Go ahead. Just hit him. For those of you that couldn't see, JC held up a 0 and a 2.
I said 20 because
In 0-2. And he said 20. That's wonderful.
Yo, she shot me in the back
Good
of my
Lord.
head.
All right, guys. Maceo and Jocelyn are going to go dry off.
Oh, I don't like this.
Oh, you do want to know the answer. I'm sorry.
It was 4.
All right, guys. Maceo and Jocelyn are going to go dry off right now. While they're drying off, we're going to go ahead and show you a wonderful video of what happened at the Digital Double Dog Dare-a-thon. Alright guys, we got to learn a lot about both of y'all from that game, and you guys are very impressive with your changing skills. You both got back here in 45 seconds flat.
Pretty fast.
Dried off and everything. Y'all good?
Yeah.
No?
Mm-mm.
What?
I think I've dislocated my shoulder. It
Alright,
hurts.
we'll sit with that. We'll pop it back in later. It's fine. I know how to do it. I've seen it on a video. It's fine. It'll be
I
fun.
don't trust you.
It will be fun, okay? So, Jocelyn, this is your first time on Inside Out Live. This is your first time on stage. Maceo, you've been on stage multiple times.
A lot.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you've been on Inside Out Live a couple times. Yep.
That's true.
So, why don't you tell us about Inside Out?
Inside Out is all about loving God, living differently, and leading the way. And if you guys are new here, or if you guys already know what's going on with Inside Out, we'll still love to know who's all here with you guys. Drop your names in the comments.
And if this is your first time, if you look down in the description, there's a link, and we would love for you guys to fill out all the information, and we will send you a $5 gift card to wherever you want. All right? So now, for those of you that this is your first time, maybe you didn't realize that there was a huge event this weekend for us. It was Double Dog Dare-a-thon.
Digital Double Dog Dare-a-thon.
Digital Double Dog Dare-a-thon. And you guys will be able to participate in that next year, and it's going to be even bigger. But I want to know about this year. Were you guys, like, what prize were you excited for?
I'll definitely say the sumo suits.
The sumo suits.
Mm-hmm. Just so, like, I can get them and have an excuse to, like, throw JC across, like, the stage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd pay to see that.
If you guys want to see it, JC, he doesn't know yet, but he will be fighting me on stage in the sumo suit.
Yes.
We will make it happen.
We actually will make that happen if you want to lend us the sumo suits. It's going to be a wonderful event. I don't know what we're going to call it. Jocelyn, what about you?
I had my eye on those backpacks. I really don't know how to pronounce the name, but it's...
La Biblioteca.
I think that's Spanish.
Don't worry.
And I'm pretty sure the backpacks
library.
are Swedish.
That's library.
No wonder I'm not doing good in Spanish. I keep getting... Yo, Swedish and Spanish don't sound the same to y'all?
Yeah.
No, not at all. It's okay. Goodness gracious. Well, you know, a lot of crazy stuff's been happening, quarantine and everything. Jocelyn, how has life been for you?
It's been very different. Obviously, not going to school every day and having to transition to online school. But I've been able to spend time with my family every day and make the most out of quarantine. So
That's awesome. You have an opinion?
Online school is the worst. Zach.
Okay, you know, I actually think most people will agree with you on that one.
Yo, Zach, it's so bad. Teachers like assign like 30,000 like more times to work.
I'm in college. I know.
I have to agree.
All right, well, Jocelyn, what's been keeping you happy during this time?
Getting to connect with my small group. We've been interacting a lot just because we have a lot more time on our hands, not being in school, and obviously getting to spend time with each other after Inside Out Live every Sunday.
That is always a lot of fun, especially with my small group. What have you been excited for?
I was really excited to be here today and to get to participate in Inside Out Live, and that we get to give the opportunity to everyone to participate.
How are we doing that? I didn't hear about this.
Well, we're going to actually issue challenges occasionally on Inside Out Live, and then we're going to make a compilation video of those challenges and post them in the next Inside Out Live. So this week's challenge is going to be where you take a piece of paper and you fold it hot dog style, put it on the floor so that it stands up. You're going to take a couple steps back, and then you're going to stand on one leg and put your hands behind your back. Then you're going to bend down and try to pick the paper up with your mouth. And you guys are going to record that and send it into the Instagram. It's at Anthem Inside Out. And we're going to make a compilation video of those and put it in next week's Inside Out Live.
That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a challenge. And that sounds like I'm going to get a concussion. But I'm going to try.
I feel like a lot of people are going to fall.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, guys, we are going into week 2 of our series, Love Hate. And our friend Caleb is going to talk to us today. So let's go ahead and listen to that message, and we'll be right back.
Have you ever felt thankful towards one of your friends when they said something awkward to you? Like when one of your friends said something that feels awkward at the time, but they said it because they were looking out for you. Like, yo, you have food in your teeth, man. Or, hey, boss, your fly's down. Or, hey, you have a ketchup on your forehead. I'm not sure, but I'm just looking out for you. Or, yo, the person you like is like right behind you, so just don't do anything stupid. I have this favorite pair of Adidas that are pure white, like white as snow, and oh my word, they look so good. I wear them everywhere. I wear them to Target, to church, when I walk my dog. I wear them even on rainy days, which is super smart, right? No. See, I learned the hard way one day when I came inside from the rain. I was feeling pretty good, taking those, check out this ice on my feet kind of strides. But then a friend stopped me and he said, hey, Caleb, you stepped in a puddle back there and your shoes are they're covered in mud. I looked down and sure enough, my pure white Adidas were a mess. I probably spent 10 minutes in the bathroom just trying to clean them up. It was a little embarrassing, but I would have been a mess if my friend hadn't said something to me. And I'm sure I don't have to guess on this one. We've all felt this way. No one likes discovering they have food on their shirt or toilet paper stuck on their shoe or spending forever cleaning up their shoes. But when someone cares enough about us to look out for us and save us from future embarrassment, we're left feeling so grateful. Now, let's think about this from the other side for just a second. Have you ever felt like you should really say something to someone else, but you weren't sure how to go about saying it? I mean, think about it. Telling your friend they have food on their face is one thing, but talking to a friend about a relationship you don't think is good for them, or decisions they've made lately that aren't great, is a totally different scenario. Maybe you've been in one of these situations before. Your brother or sister started hanging out with people who are convincing them to do things that you know aren't right, but what are you supposed to say? Someone in your small group acts totally different in group than they do at school, but you don't know how or when to bring that up to them. Your friend is making decisions their parents would not be okay with. Is it your place to say something about it? We all know what these situations are like, and each situation seems to become increasingly more difficult. This is why we avoid having these conversations. But there's more to it than that. Maybe we don't want to ruin a friendship or make someone mad. Maybe we're doing or have done the same things as someone else, so who are we to say anything? Maybe we don't think the other person will listen. Or maybe you have the exact opposite problem. You have no problem telling people exactly how you see it. If you've ever wrestled with any of these reasons, the good news is you're not alone. I mean, we've all been there. We all know what it feels like to know we need to say something, but at the same time, we're also unsure of what to say and how to say it. What if we could learn a way to approach difficult conversations without hurting our own reputations? What if there is a way to be helpful and kind? What if there is a way to have difficult conversations that end up leading to something good? Here's the thing. No one wants to be known as the hater or the self-righteous friend who just talks about everything everyone else does wrong. Instead, we want our reputation to stand out for the right reasons in how we love and treat other people. So when it comes to being a friend who looks out for others, how do we make sure we handle this in the right way? In our last talk, we talked about how Paul said that as followers of Jesus, we're supposed to be known by our love for others. Now, even if you don't consider yourself a Christian, chances are this is an idea you could get behind. Who wouldn't want a reputation people would describe as loving? No matter how tough we want to appear or how trendy hating things is, we all know it's better to be known for loving others. So if love is the goal, then how are we supposed to approach those difficult and awkward conversations? Maybe we should just avoid them? I mean, this seems to be the way culture behaves. We're all just supposed to be okay with everyone else's choices because it's their life. And who are we to judge, right? But deep down, we know that isn't always the case, especially for people close to us. Then what do we do? Paul actually talked about this very thing. In a letter to a church in a region called Galatia, where modern-day Turkey is now, Paul gave insight on this topic. Dear brothers and sisters, if another believer is overcome by some sin, you who are godly should gently and humbly help that person back onto the right path. And be careful not to fall into the same temptation yourself. According to this, Paul is saying if the Galatians have any friends who share the same values but slip up and do something that isn't best, something that is sin, their responsibility is to help that person get back on the right track. In other words, he's saying that you and I should actually go further than just saying something in a conversation. We should help someone get back to the best place they can be, on track with what God says is best. Now, there's a lot Paul isn't saying as well. He isn't saying that you're personally responsible for making sure your friends make wise choices. And he isn't saying you should put yourself in a position that sets you up for failure when you're trying to help your friends. Wisdom in these conversations and situations is a must, and it's something that talking with your small group or small group leader can help you with. The point is, according to Paul, with humility and gentleness, you and I can help people who are struggling with making poor decisions get back on the right path. Paul continues, share each other's burdens, and in this way, obey the law of Christ. So how do we help people get back on track? By sharing each other's burdens. Think about it this way. In the world of fitness training, there's a person known as a spotter. A spotter is there for when the weight gets too heavy and the person doing the lifting is no longer able to lift the weight on their own. And when this happens, the spotter carries the weight too. They share the burden of the weight with the person that's doing the lifting. And guys, that is what we're supposed to do to help people get back on the right path. Paul cared deeply about the people of Galatia, which is why he wrote what he did. He knew that the most loving thing to do isn't always the easy thing to do, but we owe it to each other to speak up, because the truth is, we need each other. And not just to point out where others may have gotten off track, but to come alongside them and help them carry the burden of getting back to the place they should be. In other words, Jesus' followers do more than just speak up and point out what's wrong. We make ourselves available to be the spotters in the lives of others, to help make right where things have gone wrong. We don't just point fingers, we share burdens and help carry them. Now, again, some of us are like, yo, I'm not afraid to speak up. I don't care what people think. And for those of us who feel that way, Paul snuck in 2 words that would be helpful to keep in mind when it comes to having these conversations. He said we should be gentle and humble, meaning how we say something is just as important as what we say. The loving act is not to sound judgmental, arrogant, or self-righteous. Being kind, helpful, and encouraging shows them that we want to help them out of love. Hard conversations are not easy. That's why we call them hard. But avoiding a hard conversation isn't loving. And enjoying a hard conversation by making someone look bad or feel terrible over what they've done, that's not loving either. In fact, the conversation, that's not really the point at all. The point is learning to ask this question: am I showing love in how I'm treating this person? Love pushes us to talk about difficult things. And love also pushes us to talk about the difficult things in a kind and compassionate way. Because that's what love does. It shares the burden by caring about the person who is carrying it and not about ourselves. So, what is this supposed to look like? How can you begin to put this into practice this week? Some of you might be thinking about a friend you need to have a conversation with. They might be sitting next to you, or you might see them later this week. What should you do? Well, if you're going to choose to be known for your love for others, then when it comes to what you say and how you help others, let love be your filter. You won't be known for love if the way you handle hard conversations and treat others is not loving. So when it comes to helping friends who are headed in unhealthy directions, you can become known for love by filtering your words and actions through love. When we help someone make a different choice than they've been making, we do it even if it makes us feel totally awkward in the moment. When we encourage someone else to change his or her behavior, we need to do it in a loving way and not a judgmental way. When we see someone take a step in the right direction, encourage them and celebrate them. Why? Because we love them. And that's what love does. So what exactly should a filter of love be applied to? Here are a few ideas. Let love be the filter for your involvement. When you aren't sure if you should get involved in a friend's situation, ask yourself, what's the most loving thing I can do? Use this question as a filter for your next step. This provides a gut check for your motives and reminds you that they should be rooted in love. If the loving thing to do is to get involved, to help someone get back on the right path, then you'll know to take a next step. This can be tricky to figure out, so don't hesitate to involve your small group leader or parents or another trusted adult in figuring this out. Once you're sure the most loving thing to do is to get involved, you need to let love be the filter for your words. Ask yourself, how would I want someone to speak to me? And what would I want him or her to say? When you filter your words through love, you'll stop and make sure you're not just throwing shade. This isn't about you and making you look good. Instead, you'll be letting them know you're there to carry their burdens with them. Your words can spark hope or they can cast judgment. But if you filter them through love, they'll be words that can help get someone else's life back on track. Once you have a word filter in place, it's time to take the next step and let love be the filter for your actions and reactions. If you have friends that are having a hard time keeping their lives headed in the right direction, chances are they won't just need your words. They're gonna need your help. You have to choose to filter your actions through love just like you do your words. Ask yourself, how would I want someone to live out their love if I were in this situation? Would you want them to keep their phone close in case you got in a tempting situation? Would you want them to pick you up if you ended up at that unhealthy party? If you were in a situation where you needed more help than they could give, would you want them to tell an adult or professional? Would you want them to say the hard thing and then follow those words up with accountability and continuous follow-up conversations to help you stay on track? No matter what the situation is, if you filter your actions through love, you'll wind up being known for the way you love others, and you'll live out Paul's call to help share the burden of other people. When we let love be our filter, we wind up sharing the burdens of those we love. Does this sound like the type of loving person you're trying to be? We can become known for love when we let love be our filter for helping those who are heading in unhealthy directions. We can be the people we hope to have in our own lives for those around us. Imagine how our schools, friendships, and families would be different if there were more people filtering their involvement, words, and actions through love. We would say hard things to one another, not out of judgment or hate, but out of love. We would help keep each other from regrets, mistakes, unnecessary heartbreaks, or negative consequences. I mean, who knows? A filter of love might just change the direction of someone else's life for the better forever. Let's be the people who let love be our filter so that we can help those we love stay headed in the best direction for their lives.
All right, guys, I love that message. And I would love to hear from you guys, Jocelyn and Maceo. What is something in the past 3 weeks, a time that it's been difficult for you to filter your words and actions?
I'd definitely say during all of this quarantine and just being kind of stuck in the house with your family for longer than people are usually stuck with their family. And me, I'm fortunate enough to have my sisters out of the house. But for people who do have siblings and stuff, I can see where this sibling rivalry can come into play and stuff. So yeah, I'll definitely say that. And like you said, I just have to remember to filter my words with love. So I won't hurt anybody's feelings, or I won't say something that I don't mean, or you know what I mean?
Absolutely. What about you, Jocelyn?
Well, I can definitely relate to the sibling rivalry that Maceo was talking about, just because me and my brother are both still in the house, because he's still, he's 2 years younger, so, but, we all, before quarantine, we would argue, obviously, as siblings do, but once quarantine started, we were around each other a lot more, so it kind of sparked more arguments, so that's been a really tough situation.
I would bet. What have you guys been doing to remind yourself to filter?
I would say that just the thought of my mother, strangling me if I do mess up, and just that constant playback in my head has keep me in line. And I'll probably say also just remembering always just think about how you would feel in that situation. If you're like in that situation, how you would feel if like somebody comes to you with like love and kindness instead of like them like putting you down or like degrading you, and like just always come to you with like happiness.
That's great. What about you, Jocelyn?
Something that I've been trying to do and that I will continue to do is just kind of just take a step back and like think about what I am about to say, and just like think, is this what I'm gonna say like going to hurt someone? And is it going to like benefit the situation? So
Great. Thank you, guys. I love the answers. And I know plenty of you guys at home have a ton of questions that you have. And we're about to go into small groups. But before we do, I would love it if Jocelyn, you would pray for us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Dear Lord, thank you for this day, and thank you for bringing us here to bring Inside Out Live to all these students. I just want to pray over all of the students that are here and the students that couldn't make it this week. And just keep them safe during this time. I know it's very stressful, and I just want you to lift that stress off their shoulders. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great week, and in Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. And once again, if it is your first time here, we'd love for you guys to go ahead and click that first time guest link in the description, and we'll send you guys a $5 gift card to wherever you guys want.
And if you don't know where to go for small group, you can go ahead and text your gender and grade to the number right here, and we are going to get you connected to your small group. And guys, listen, it's been awesome, and we will see you next week at Inside Out Live.